I just want to be able to share that game with those young dudes and say, yo, staying rich, one of the biggest keys to that is empowering your circle, empowering your family. Because you being rich and everybody else being broke next to you is only going to be so long before you jammed up.
Right.
But if you can make an investment that empower them, they don't need to ask you for nothing.
Wow.
This is what I'm finna set up for y'all. Whoever ain't with this, don't even ask me for nothing.
Right.
If you with this, I'm gonna make sure you gonna make more than you would anywhere else doing anything, cause you blood, you feel me? And this the way this go. And if you empower your family that way, it's just like my mom, my sister, they ain't asked me for nothing for years.
Right. Don't have to. Don't have to. Right.
That's the way you want.
Ooh, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, man, you are back on the Tony Clopton Show. This is my Financial Freedom Friday. Y'all give me about 30 more seconds so I can get some sweat trickling down my body so my co-hosts don't have nothing negative to say about me today. But look, let me dive in. Hold on a minute. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Melissa, while I'm getting it in.
Okay. Now, y'all follow me on this. This man come live in the gym during there every day. Have anybody ever seen him sweat? Hey, y'all. Happy Friday. This is Melissa King, and I'm here with the Felfa over there. And me and him probably doing the same amount of workout. See how much working out I'm doing. That's what he's doing over there.
I hear you. I knew the hate was coming.
You know it's coming.
Yeah. But look, y'all. Hey, we're not gonna hold you guys long because we got a long day ahead of us. Let's shout out to Rick Ross Rose. He talked about empowering your circle, right?
He said it.
He meant it too. He meant it. He said, man, if you ain't with this, don't ask me for nothing. He giving you the blueprint. This man already a millionaire, and he trying to tell you, put you on game, but you coming with your hand out. Mm-hmm. All he got is the information. That's how you empower your circle. So let's talk about the co-founder coming into Alabama this week. And your boy been running hard. You know, I got a part-time business, full-time job. I'm ripping and running. I'm in circles, and I don't know if it's a cage or a circle or whatever. But look, I've been getting some great nuggets, and we want to share a little bit about what we've learned. Starting off in Montgomery. If you don't mind, Melissa, let me start this thing off, and then we'll talk about what you possibly have learned in Hillsboro at the Pastor Greg's church. So is that okay with you?
That's okay with me.
Okay, so check this out. So y'all know that so the co-founder, multi-million-dollar earner, that is the co-founder of a multi-million-dollar, it's probably $1 billion. I'm not really sure, but the number's high, probably higher than I can count. He comes into your city and he's sharing you information on how you can get wealth. He's empowering our circle, the people that we know, the people we're connected to, mom, dad, cousins, aunties, co-workers, church members. Everybody should have been in the place, especially if you want to improve or you're struggling with your finances. This man is taking time out of his busy schedule to help empower us so we can empower others. So one of the nuggets that I got in Montgomery is you have to show up. So there's so many world distractions that are going to keep you from getting to your bag, getting to the Skrilla, the cheese. I got to be specific on how I word the information because somebody's going to miss it, right? So I don't care where you're 15 to 85 to 100 years old. You're going to need some financial strategies to live in this society. And one of the main key points is you have to show up and get educated in areas that people struggle with. And this is what I learned in Montgomery is just show up, be active, proactive, and sharing the information that has helped you. So, okay, that's enough for now. Melissa, what you got? I know you working.
I was actually sharing
okay.
Sharing the love.
Okay, good deal. I'm sweating now. I'm sweating for real now, Melissa.
Let me get all the way up in the camera. No, I don't see no sweat. I don't see a lick of sweat.
Okay. All right.
But anyway, yeah, it was first of all, you know, since the pandemic, there hasn't been a lot of face-to-face meetings, so that was nice that he kicked the live tour off again, and the fact that he started it in Alabama, that was awesome. So yeah, Tuesday night he was in Hillsboro up here in North Alabama, and you know, as always, he came and he brought a message. So one of the biggest things I got out of that was out of Tuesdays was he's focused a little bit at the end on investing. You know what? Our knowledge as a people is very slim when it comes to investing. And anytime somebody is willing to break that information down for you and literally go on and tell you what, you know, he had me to pull up the Fidelity site. He went over everything, you know, and that's a part of the economy that a lot of us are missing, the investment portion. And actually, that's the best portion because that's considered passive income. You earning money while you sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you know, depending on what interest you get it at, you can make a good deal of money. But a lot of us are afraid to even have that conversation because we don't know what we're talking about. Well, our organization, you know, once you start your business, part of your business suite that you get is about investing. So I think that was really good because a lot of people need to hear that. And then when he said the church, you know, should have an endowment. How many churches do you know that have an endowment? I know some churches that got a building fund. Now, I remember a building fund when I was 7 years old. I don't know if they ever got that building fund off the ground, but with an endowment, when he explained that, you know, it just made sense, you know. So I was very impressed with that part, and he even gave me some things to think about. Like I said, I learned something new every single time that we get together, you know.
Yeah.
So that was another point that I'm gonna go back and look at my investments to make sure that I'm doing the right things. And then, you know, the other thing he shared with us is like, how do these different investment companies compete? Some of them have a fee just for you being there.
Sign up. Yeah.
There are others that have a minimum amount that you have to have. You got to have $3,000 before you can even jump in on it. You know? And then there are some. All of them charge a fee for, you know, for your person that's buying and trading for you. But that's competitive too, because you know he was saying like Vanguard might be charge a 6% rate, whereas Fidelity might charge a 3%. You know, Charles Schwab might. And see, all of that, while I'm saying it now, it's probably going completely over y'all head because this had it for me at first too. But what I'm saying is, if you get in and you absorb everything and take in everything there is to learn, this conversation next time will make complete sense. And there's so many people out there in this world that are getting rich without doing anything because they're doing the investment portion. So let's not exclude ourselves, you know, from that part of the economy too. For the most part, it seems like the only part of the economy we've been supplying is the employee part.
Yeah.
We need to be a part of the other parts of it too. what the Bible say? Don't give me the quote somewhere between Genesis and Revelation. It says something about being the lender and not the borrower.
Right.
When you investing, you didn't flip that script. You didn't went from being the borrower that you are when you have a credit card to being the lender, where you put your money in something and you telling these companies, all right, I'm gonna let y'all use this, but it ain't you gonna use it for free. You're gonna have to give me a little something too. So you know, that part alone, especially, and you don't even have to be close to retirement to appreciate that, because even in your 20s, and that's when you really, really should be thinking about it. I know better now. But if I had been on this in my 20s, my e-com would probably be my only business right now.
Right.
So that was the biggest thing I walked away with Tuesday night, the investing portion and how important it is, and how we are excluding ourselves from our own blessings because we're scared and we don't understand. And I get you. If you don't
Mm-hmm.
understand it, and that's
Mm-hmm.
your hard-earned money, you don't want to play with it. But at the
Right.
same time, we have an organization where they are teaching you. They're not telling you what to invest in, but they're teaching you to be able to read an investment portfolio, to
Okay.
be able to tell how long this stock has been around, what is averaged over the years, how big of a risk it is. You know, that's the
Yes.
type of stuff we need to know. And
Yes.
if
Yes.
it's a case where you don't have to have a certain money to put down, like he was telling me with Fidelity, he switched a lot of his stuff over to Fidelity because there's no minimum start-off price. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say you want to take $10 out of your check every 2 weeks. You
Mm-hmm.
can do that and put it in a stock.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something to think about, y'all.
Absolutely. Melissa, that is really good. Anytime financial advisor or financial service, anybody comes and talk, you're going to learn something because we have not been given that information, especially in colleges and schools, especially at nobody's job. They're going to teach you this. So look, I want to give a special shout out to Pastor Paul and Pastor Greg for allowing my econ to share these biblical and financial principles. Look, a lot of people live what they call feast or famine mentality. You know, either you're going to have a whole lot or you're going to have nothing. And in between is really the information. The word of God says that you're supposed to be prosperous and in good health. You know, what are we doing to improve on any of those areas? So I quickly realized that if I'm struggling in any of those areas, I'm going to have to find some mentorship, whether it's a pastor, it's a financial advisor, and especially this company, MyEcon. If you have not seen and heard Mr. Stokes speak, he speaks from the words of his mouth and the fruits of his labor. This company has been debt free since day one. It has an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. So that means we're doing business the right way and treating people the way they should be treated. So, man, all God's people are supposed to prosper. And for us to be in position to empower others about what we learned that's the true blessing, y'all. It's like, I know it works, but I can't force you or convince you to see that it works. You have to be open-minded and ready to receive this information. And that's what I've been getting the whole time. I don't get in my feelings when some of my friends or family don't join, because all I have to do is continue to share what God has blessed me with. And hopefully the ones that really need it and want it will find me. So get out your feelings. It's a feeling thing. Everybody get emotional when it comes to money. I don't know what that was created. Look, I know about struggling, and I don't want to live that way. If the word of God said we're supposed to be prosperous, and all we got to do is give God the glory and the credit, and he'll steer us in the right direction and even put the right people in our path. Right? That's all I got to do is just show up and share and give God the glory and watch what happens next, man. This is awesome. Listen, I'm excited about tomorrow coming in. Mr. Stokes coming in tonight, but we're going to sit down, break bread, and that's the best part, right, Melissa?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I know you can talk a little bit about that, right?
Yes. When he was here Tuesday, my daughter and I, we had lunch with him along with Pastor Greg, and it's just so refreshing to be around someone who genuinely wants to help you if you want to help yourself. Now, he made it very clear, because he said in the past, somebody had made a comment, Abby Stokes make you rich. He was like, no, I don't make nobody rich. He said, I can give you the tools so you can get rich, but it's up to you. You know, he said, I can only go so far with you. I can show you the tools, tell you how they work, put them in your hand. But after that, you know, I guess it's like that old parable or that old saying, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, everybody's thirst is different, you know. And the thirst that I'm used to seeing people be ain't the same kind of thirsty you need for to be over here. But I mean, and it's like Rick Ross was saying, I really can appreciate what he was saying about, you know, he is willing to help anybody that's willing to help themselves, but he's not finna do no handouts. And it's amazing how people, you know, another old saying, you give a man a fish, he gonna eat for one day. You teach a man to fish, he can eat every day for the rest of his life. So I don't understand why that mentality is so hard to catch on. You know what I mean? Why do you think that's so hard for people to get?
Hey, and like I say, the people they say people eat from the words of their mouth. If you're speaking negative and you say we're not gonna never have nothing, that ain't for us. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I don't have the energy. You're casting a negative impact on God's position for your life. So I think it's really a mindset. Once we start changing the way we think, the way we speak, and then the fruits come. I remember. The co-founder said this. He said, "Good bishops die broke. They die broke, meaning that they're trying to convince people of God's goodness, and they're not looking out or really trying to reach the people that really get it. It's like you can't drag everybody with you. I'm like you. I'm not no preacher, none. But when it says that people will perish for lack of knowledge and the poor will be among us, it's almost like they were saying that everybody not gonna get it. But the ones that do get it, those are the people that you connect with and keep pushing forward. And those people in the back, maybe they'll catch up and maybe they won't. But it's already said that people will perish for not getting started or believing. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a mindset. If they don't have the right mindset, they lost anyway.
Well, let me ask you this other question, and I'm asking you this not just to ask it, but to put it out there too. Why is it people will flock to or be attracted to negativity more so than they will positivity? Now, if this was a podcast where we were sitting around dragging these different pyramid schemes, as they call them, or everybody come through with their own testimony, even if it's not theirs. They come about how their cousin got and how, you know, they heard about this and another. The room would be full with negativity. But when you're trying to get something positive, it's hard to draw people into positivity. You think it's the idea of people don't trust, or do you think it's the idea that they're afraid? That's the part I don't get. Why aren't we drawn to positivity the same way we are to mess?
You know what? I think, and this is my personal opinion, I think that, you know, when you put yourself in the position to be around a lot of negative, it's going to start feeding on you, and it becomes a form of entertainment or a form of comfortability. Like, I don't want to hear about nothing positive if I'm surrounded around negative all the time. It's like, if you're not in the right circles, and I like to refer back to what Pastor Paul said, my pastor said last Sunday, is that you got to check your circle. Is it a circle moving forward, or is it a cage that's going to keep you bound and chained to your own thought and thinking? So I think that the environment does play a part in what you're receiving. Like, I know now, I will remove myself from a negative, toxic situation because I want to elevate. I can't drag negativity with me to a positive situation. So I just think people got to be very aware and mindful of the things that are not going to push them forward, and get away from negative thinking or negative acts around the people around you. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? Something else that I've heard is, if you are the most successful person in your circle, it's time for you to move to a different circle. Not saying you can't deal with the people that you dealt with before, but if you are the one that's doing the best, you know, you don't have anything to work towards. You know, a lot of times when we're in a circle of friends and others are doing well and trying to do well, you want to do well, not to compete, but because you see how it's working for them and you want it to work for you too. But if you are the top dog in your circle, but y'all circle ain't hitting on nothing, then you gonna feel like, well, I'm the, my situation right now is the best. They gotta try to get like me. But But I'm very careful with my words because I never want people to think that it's a competition. Because the only person you should be competing with is yourself. I
That's
want to
right.
do better today than I did yesterday. I want
Mm-hmm.
my business to grow more this year than it did last year. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
trying to have my business grow at the same rate Tony's is because that's Tony's business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried about mine. So
Right.
I just, that circle is so important. And like you said, negativity and toxicity. I will tell anybody who knows, I don't even watch the news. The
Mm-hmm.
news is 80% negative.
Mm-hmm.
So, I work very hard to keep my energy positive and around positive people. And that's why I think I'll stay with this company for so long because every experience so far, especially dealing with learning and getting advice, it's been all good.
Mm-hmm.
It's been all
Mm-hmm.
good. And I don't even want to think about, I started with this company when I was 40. In the last 9 years, I have had so much success based on things I've learned about my money, my own money, that I don't even want to think about where I would be had I not started a business.
Right.
Because, I told you them taxes was kicking my tail.
Mm.
It's almost like the more you make, you get punished.
Right.
That's your punishment when you don't have a business. I'm going to put it that
Right.
way.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it takes you to a higher tax bracket, which means that they're going to get theirs. They're going to tax
Oh
you
yeah.
more.
Yes.
But you're not holding on to anything. It almost makes you feel like more money, more problem.
Yes.
But, having this business has been such a blessing to me
Mm-hmm.
because number one, like I said, because now I have deductions. But number two, I understand what a deduction is. I didn't even know what that stuff was.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
That's
what a
right.
write-off was. I told this story a million times. I used to be listening to Tom Joyner, and he would be talking about they was doing the Tom Joyner cruise or whatever. And he would say it's tax deductible. And I'm like, do that mean it's
What?
free? I didn't
Yeah.
know what it meant. So I'm
Right.
like, are they gonna expect me to pay some money? Or like I'm thinking I just show up at the boat with my suitcase.
That's funny.
And I'm 40 years old and I didn't know what it meant. So
Yes.
when they say knowledge is power, I know it's a saying and people throw it around, but it is the truth.
It is the
When you
truth.
have knowledge and you learn something, somebody learn you how to do something the appropriate
Yes.
way,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
it's gonna take you places. And then, like, if you're like us, you want to take people with you, so you sharing the information.
That's
You
right.
don't want to be. So I feel like I would be. It would be a crime for me to know all of this good information about how
Mm-hmm.
to improve your finances, how to do certain things, and not share it with people.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me,
Mm-hmm.
that's like being greedy. You know,
That's being unselfish on your part. You have to be unselfish to share something that's helped you, and that's where your blessings come.
right? Because it'd be almost like I'm sitting somewhere at an airport or something, right? And I ain't got but one carry-on bag. And then
Mm-hmm.
I see somebody sitting across from me, and they got 15 bags.
Mm-hmm.
They finna walk away and leave something on the ground. If I let them go and get on the plane like that, that's
Mm-hmm.
a scandal. And my mom said that's a scandal and a shame on my part. Because
Right.
all
Right.
I had to do is tell them, look,
Open your mouth.
if you put this bag in this bag, then you
Yeah.
can bring it down to one and you drop that back there. Don't leave that back there because that look like it's important. It's the same principle.
Right. Right. That's good. That's a good analogy, Melissa. I appreciate. We had to get better at breaking things down and make it relatable to people because you can have some great information, but it could go over a lot of people's heads, right? So you got to. I'm not gonna say dumb it down, but you have to make it plain and simple. And sometimes creating a story or drawing. You know what I'm saying? Or just being the true testimony, because I'm gonna tell you, we all got a story. I had to share something, and I know we got to get out of here. I got to go do some things at the church. But what is it? Oh, the old cliche saying that, God dog, it just slipped my mind. Boy, that 50 coming in on me hard, Melissa. And then I'm on this treadmill, and it got me sweating. I done lost oxygen. I know what it was.
Let me look real close. Nah, I still don't.
Okay. Okay, here's the cliche.
He
I
got a
got
little
it back.
shine, but I think that's the light.
Oh, okay, so like the light ain't on you, but keep showing up. I know what it was. It said the cliche was saying um, players change, but the game remains the same.
Right.
Now let me help y'all understand what I'm saying. Is like I don't care what type of job you have. I don't care how much money you make. You make 50,000 this year and make 100,000 next year. They're gonna move the goalposts, meaning that when inflation and taxes go up, that same 50,000 now you're making 100. It's the same 50,000 because you're spending more money on the things that you need to have, and then your paycheck remains the same. So if you guys don't get on the right side of the tax system, become a business owner, it don't matter how much money you make. And that's what we're trying to teach you in this business of MyEcon is become a business owner so you can get certain tax benefits and breaks as a business owner so you can outpace inflation.
Mm-hmm.
That's the name of the game. But look, I don't want to overtalk it. We got the man coming in Saturday. No, he coming in tonight. And I'm going to rub some elbows. I'm going to get some more juicy information. I'm going to have a notebook full of stuff. And I'm only sharing it to my teammates, the people that are connected, empowering my circle. I want my circle to help me build and grow this business.
Right.
So if you ain't got it, that's not my fault. We're giving you the blueprint. And I think in my title I said the first step to failure is not starting. So if you ain't starting, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
That you said a word then because if you don't get started, you're not even in the game. You can't
ain't in the game.
You know, at least if you get started, you can say I came and I tried.
I tried.
If you don't
But quitting should never be an option. Quitting should never be an option because there's too many people winning. And if people are winning and you're not winning, it's something that you did wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I hope this message gets
resonates
across to somebody.
Yeah.
You know, Birmingham area, I lived in the Birmingham area for a lot of years. So when I share this, I'm going to be tagging in my post everybody that I can think of in the Birmingham area. So you already know I'm tagged. You don't even be acting like or whatever.
Yeah. So let me give them the address so they don't have no excuses. It is at the Greater Faith Christian Church. The address is, read my lips, 5850 Rockdale Road, Bessemer, Alabama, 35022. It starts at 10. Come early because seating is limited, and we want to make sure everybody gets this wealth of knowledge. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Like I said, if I can get away, I come down and break bread with y'all this evening. Because that's every opportunity I have to soak up knowledge from Mr. Stokes. If I can be there, I'm gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
Because
absolutely, don't worry, I got you.
Look, ain't no other millionaires running around trying to sit down with me and talk.
Don't worry, I got you, circle. You in my circle, so you covered. I got you covered.
Exactly. So yeah, tomorrow's gonna be good. It's feeling like the good old days.
Yeah, we're gonna get back. We're gonna get back.
And talk business and encourage each other and share tips and everything.
Yeah.
That's what this feels like, Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. Hey, Melissa, I got to get ready to go before I pass out, trying to get this sweat that ain't coming. Tomorrow, I'm looking. Let's come early. Let's get this thing started. Let's invite the people in. Let's usher the people in. I'm ready to get it going.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard it from the man himself. Greater Faith Christian Church, 10 a.m. He gave you the address. Real easy to find. I'm the worst in the world with directions, and I found it with no problem. So y'all come through at 10 o'clock and check us out.
Okay. All right. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye-bye.